Oh, okay. Sorry about that opening. Little techie stuff there. How you doing there? Hello there, Tim. Hello, Tim's Fathom Note Taker. Hello, Lee S. Hello, all the people on YouTube right now and all my friends from TikTok and everything. My name is Claude Diamond, and let me hit the record button here. And we are doing a live broadcast here. It's kind of a spontaneous thing. And let me hit all these little buttons here. There we go. Now we're good. And I basically wanted to talk a little bit about one of my little secrets of generating additional income through consulting. And I thought this would be a fun venue. I had this Saturday off, so I said, what the heck? Do you, Tim? Let me ask you a question. You think we do too much free consulting?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of free consulting, and the problem with that is that we are. Do I have everything on? Yes, good. Got my camera. You can hear me good. Check. Well,
Here
good.
you go.
It's particularly for people in creative real estate. We do a lot of marketing. We talk to a lot of people. And one of the secrets of my success, I've been in real estate about 32 years. I've been doing this a real long time. Real estate can be feast and famine, and we're leaving a lot of money on the table. And I wanted to share the one thing, you do a deal, you're rich one moment, and you're paying off all the bills from all the other months. And you're playing catch up. And this is a business of how do you survive in this business? Where is the missing income? Where's another income stream that you can pull out of your existing business, your existing overhead? Is there another money stream in this that most of us are missing? Okay, so we can survive and build up our coffers. And quick, good morning. How you doing, Mr. Simmons?
Hey, Claude, how's it going?
I got to know, you got your son's prom today, huh?
Yes. Happening in just a short amount of time. So I thought I'd jump on here for a little bit.
You're not the chaperone, are you?
No, but I get to be chauffeur a little bit and photographer. Actually, my wife's the photographer. But.
Oh, okay. I can't imagine my mother and father going to my prom.
No, I know, right? No, it's that, and it's really. I don't things have changed a lot, Claude. I don't know if you know this or not, but now you need to do a promposal to ask a girl out. So you have to do something like attention grabbing, do a big sign, or do something in public to prompose to them. And then you do a date the day before, or you do a date before the prom. That's kind of like a way a bunch of people get to know each other, do something a little less lower key. And then it's the formal prom the next day.
So, I mean, it was always a lot of expense. I could barely afford the tuxedo rental, much less anything. I didn't do any limo or anything like that. And I had to borrow money from my father for the corsage. I mean, so where does all that money come from? These things got expensive. So you better learn how to make more money consulting.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
That's a fair statement. Yeah, my son just took a picture. He just filled up his vehicle and was over $90 in gas just to fill up, and he needs a full tank of gas for the night. So.
And tell them to come back safe. What my parents used to do is all the kids the after prom party was at my parents' house. So it was always a safe place,
There you go. That's fun.
And we went downstairs in the basement. I had a case of beer, a PBR hidden away somewhere. It was all safe and it was all good. We're going to talk about consulting here. Let me share a little background story. I've been in real estate a long time. I love the niche of lease purchasing, but there's many other ways to do real estate. And it was feast and famine, as I said earlier. And I'd be on the phone all the time. You guys might know this story again, but I have a lot of other people coming on, hopefully today, who are going to. And by the way, if someone does want to join us, I do have a link here that I'll put in here. If someone would like to come live on to Zoom, here is the link for those of you watching over there in YouTube land. She'd hear me giving away all this free advice all the time on real estate. People call me up, Claude, I read your article. Before the internet and everything, we did newsletters, we did public speaking, we used to mail newsletters. Sorry, I just ran 5 miles and it's 80 degrees outside here in Southern California. I need to hydrate a little. And people would call me up and I'd be on the phone 5 minutes or 50 minutes with them. And my wife heard me and I thought maybe, and she said, she called me a schmuck. And she said, why are you giving it away for free? And I said, well, who would want to pay me for this information? And she said, why don't you find out? I mean, you paid a lot of other people. Maybe somebody feels that you have a benefit of your experiences. By the way, notes. And good morning, Abigail. Or a good it's good afternoon. You're in the same.
Yeah, it's noon.
Yeah, you're not in Hawaii, although you wish you were.
Yeah.
It is. What is it in Hawaii now? 10 o'clock, 10:08, 2 hours from the left coast here, or 3? I forget.
I think it's 2.
2?
I think it's 2.
I got to go back. I haven't been.
Maybe it's 1. I don't know. They don't do daylight savings or something.
And it might be 1. We'll find out. Somebody Google it. It's real important. No, it's not. So the thing about it is, the first time I tried, a lady called me up. She was having a lot of problem tenants. Hard to believe, right? And she was saying basically, how do I do this? How do I set up a lease purchase? I want better quality tenants. I want more money. I want the rent paid on time. I'm tired of the evictions and the malicious damage. And she said, I'd like to come down to San Diego. She was in LA, and I'd like to take you to lunch. And I said, ma'am, I'm going to cost more than a corned beef sandwich at DZ Aikens. That's a big deli here in San Diego. Off Route 8. It's very good, by the way. And I said, I charge $1,000. And I was real nervous saying this the first time, truth be shown. And guess what she said? Okay.
Okay, no problem.
And I mean, going back a few years, that was a lot of money. Still is, but it was a lot more then, wasn't it? And the thing is, she said yes. And that was the beginning of the idea that we could actually take our experiences, good or bad. I think we underestimate our knowledge base. I think if you've been in this business and you've done deals, or you've gone to enough seminars, you've read enough books, you've bought enough informational products, and you have some experience, that you can start monetizing. My students, for instance, who are in my mentoring program, they know that if they get into a situation, we say they talk to somebody, you're doing all this marketing, you're talking to all these people, even if you don't feel you're ready to consult yet, my students can come to me or to one of my licensees, and they can monetize. They can get paid for their time, knowledge, and energy. And I think this is the whole purpose of today, to learn how to monetize undiscovered countries of profitability on this. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And anybody have a question before I go into my mind maps and things like that? Or while you're asking a question, I will go into my mind map. I love questions.
I just did an interesting thing this last week too, Claude, where I got a lot of real estate investors together that are all wanting to get into the information business. So I think what you're talking about now is very timely.
You're
It's right on point.
And shout out to you. You're the guy who gave me this idea. And this is kind of a little experiment today. Okay, I did a little bit of grassroots marketing, basically to brand new people who haven't heard of me, or were always thinking of starting a coaching or consulting, or the word I love is mentoring business. To me, and I even have a thing here. What is a coach and a consultant? Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What is a CRE, a creative real estate consultant? A consultant from the Latin consultare means to discuss, from which we also derive words such as counsel and counsel. It's a professional who provides advice in a particular area of expertise. This is the next big thing, the niche. You want to carve out a little niche. I carved out lease purchasing, rent to own. That was the one thing I learned from my mentor. It gave me leverage. It allowed me to negotiate and control properties by renting them, and then adding a little bit more with the option part. And if Brandon and I did, was it already 3 weeks ago, Brandon? We did that Saturday.
April, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was. I think it was. It was about 3 weeks ago.
We did a special Saturday 6-hour
lease
marathon
purchase workshop. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did.
But that's a perfect example of getting paid for your knowledge, right? So we did charge for that, and then we create a package out of that, and we can repackage that and sell it again.
Yeah, and it was just sharing information and knowledge. So you got to pick a niche. The old joke, consulting, if you're not part of the solution, there's good money to be made in prolonging the problem. Okay, I love that. The joke is those who can teach, those who can't consult, those who can't teach and consult become gurus. Okay. And basically it's learning to maximize your profits. If you're doing modern marketing, you're talking to people and you're looking for a deal, you're looking for a buyer, a seller, an investor, you're looking to do some kind of deal, no matter what strategy you're doing, and you're talking to somebody who has a problem. They can't find the property. They can't sell the property. They're having problems with tenants and toilets. Do you think you could help them? Or do you have somebody on your team who could help them? And that's the real key here. So if here's the premise, the real takeaway point. If you're speaking to people all day long or doing your marketing, and you're looking for that needle in the haystack, that property, that buyer or seller and whatever, and you're speaking to people who have problems or issues, and you go to them using the gut sales method. That's something else we talk about. And we'll do a special Saturday, maybe marathon on that someday. The thing about it is, can you monetize that person? Say, you know what? I have a few ideas. I have a team member. I have Mr. Wilkinson. I have Mr. Simmons. I have Miss Alt. And they're part of my team and they could help. We might be able to help you get a few ideas, but we do charge for our time, knowledge, and energy. A reasonable fee. Would it be worth, if you could find a couple quick solutions or have somebody to lean on or call, would it be worth paying a reasonable fee? And that's the whole premise of consulting in creative real estate. If you can't do the deal, how many times we talk to people, there's nothing there on the table, right? There's absolutely nothing there. Can we find, we're in business to survive. And one of the best ways to survive is to find other marketing streams. So let me, I have another little map here, a little thing here.
Claude, I'll throw a
Go
question
ahead.
at you here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that was in my workshop this last Tuesday, very smart guy, very knowledgeable, very good at what he does. He's in real estate, does a lot of wholesaling and stuff. I'm mainly on the East Coast, New Jersey area. And one of the things I think it's hard, he sees a lot of people out there charging for, the gurus charging for stuff. And he doesn't want to be known as a guru. He doesn't want to I think what he's worried about is he sees people paying exorbitant amount of money, really high fees for really little or no results. And he wants to be the guy that wants to help people get the results, but he almost has a hold up on getting paid for that. So what would you say to someone like that?
Get over it.
I like that.
Why are you in
Yes.
bid? Let's role play it. Let's do a role. You set me up for a role play. Thank you. You just said that problem that, hey, Claude, I don't know. Go ahead. Give me that in a sentence or two again.
Well, I don't want to be known as this guru or that guru. You know, I know a lot of people paid them a lot of money and they didn't get any real results, you know, and no one, I'm not like them. I want my clients to get results, but I feel really icky about charging for that.
Okay. Why are you in business, sir?
I'm business to,
Not feel icky.
make money and stuff and yeah, not feel icky. I want to do the right thing and do right by people.
Okay. So if you help somebody, maybe you can't do a deal with them. Can you do a deal with everybody you speak to on a daily basis? Of course not, right? But do you think you have knowledge and experiences that could maybe help somebody? Help another human being?
I've done probably 1,000 deals. So
Okay.
I have a lot of experience.
Okay. And when you're sick, do you go to Abigail? Do you go to your doctor?
Yeah, I go to a doctor.
When you have a legal problem, do you call your lawyer? When you have an accounting issue for your taxes, do you go to an accountant?
Yes, I have an accountant and I have an attorney.
So what's the problem here? What's the issue? What is this, a self-esteem issue?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess I just don't want to be lumped in with some of those gurus that are just money grabbing and not giving real results. I don't want to be lumped in with that group.
Why would you be? Why on any imagination do you feel? I think you'd be part of the solution, not part of the problem. I think you're a good guy. I think you're an honest, ethical person. Why do I feel that way?
Well, I try to be like that. That's how I live my life. I try to be honest and ethical in all of it and everything I do.
Okay. I got to tell you, I've been consulting and coaching for a long time. And one of the greatest satisfactions I have is when I help somebody to make money or get out of a serious problem. I love the networking that it brings me. It brings me in referrals. It brings me in additional income. And I have the satisfaction of knowing that I helped another human being maybe avoid some of the mistakes I made. You mean you wouldn't want to experience that?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I do that for free right now.
Okay, so what would be the harm in charging? I mean, this is a little subjective, sir, but I think you and your family should come first. Or do you just want to be the world's greatest free consultant?
A good question.
Give me a good answer. Give me a good answer. Imagine for a moment.
I mean, right now, I make YouTube videos for free. I don't charge for free. I feel like that there's people out there that do a lot of stuff for money.
Then join the Peace Corps, sir. It's a great organization.
I don't want to be in the Peace Corps.
I'm being a little bit of a stinker here.
I know. Right. No, but it's interesting because I actually ran into that. I actually know someone else that is in the YouTube world, in the real estate world, Claude, that they talk bad about anyone that charges for information because they give it all away for free. Right. They get money from YouTube, they get money from affiliates, so they still get monetized somehow.
I believe we all have, and I suffered from it too. We have these self-esteem issues. Oh, who am I? I used to do the same thing. Who am I to share my experiences? I've only done 10 deals, etc., or 5 deals, or who am I to share? Well, even if you did it for free in the beginning, wouldn't that be a good experience for you to learn more? Yeah. I'm going to share a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Well, thank you. While we're broadcasting, don't tell anybody. Do you know how much I learn by talking to a lot of people from not over the US, Canada, Mexico, but in different countries, Australia, Europe, Asia? Do you know how much I learned talking to people about real estate? When people bring you a variety of different problems that maybe you can help them with, or maybe not, or maybe somebody on your team because I'm into team building, but still being compensated. Do you know how much you can learn while you're helping other people? And then eventually, when your confidence rises, you charge a certain amount, and then you charge more. You put a value on your time. You're one person in business. And if you have a issue with charging people, it's a free country. Don't do it. That's fine, because guys like me will go in there and I will charge for my time. But people don't mind paying me if I give them value, if I give them solutions. If I help somebody do a deal and they make $250,000, if I help somebody get out of a lawsuit or avoid a lawsuit or a legal issue, okay, because I have that background. Yep. If I help somebody get a better quality tenant and get a tenant who's a deadbeat out of the property legally, ethically, okay, what is that worth to somebody if I give great value and I'm accountable? I'm being too.
It's priceless, right? It's priceless. I mean,
you got me emotional. You're doing the guts on me really well, because you can see, I'm speaking sincerely now. I do believe there's nothing wrong with it. General, we got a thing here from LS or Lee S. General knowledge versus specific deal solution is the difference of being an overpriced guru. Thank you. Yeah, you don't have to be overpriced. And listen, if you don't want to charge in the beginning, do it for free just to get the experience. If you think your time is worth $100, $250 for X amount of hours or hour, and you help that person, why not? If you share contracts and information or seminars that you've paid for and that you're helping somebody, maybe you can charge a little bit more. So to me, it's a great way to learn this business.
And I think also, Claude, I think you hit something on the head, because I think a lot of people have that self-esteem issue, like, I'm not worth charging it, Yeah, but I was going to say, one of the people that I know, and he's a good friend of mine. He's one of the best teachers and speakers and stuff out there. His very first time he ever did a live event.
Give him a shout out.
Okay, his name is Sean Terry.
Sean's one of the good guys. I mean, he's has always given good value.
Very good guy. He did a live event, and he had about 50, 60 people, maybe even more at this live event, charged $50, very low ticket, just to come to his very first workshop, right? And then he gave all the money back to everyone that stayed to the last day, because he wasn't sure how he was going to go yet. But now look at him. He's charges for masterminds. He charges for one-on-one coaching. He charges for courses, because the value is there, right? There is great value in that.
The value is there. People don't mind paying somebody when the value is there. Okay. I mean, sometimes when you can help another person solve a problem, save money, avoid pain or problems, it's blank check time. Okay. My big thing in what I do, what I believe in is accountability. I think big, but I keep my business small. My students know they can meet with me on Monday's group call. They can do private calls with me. They can call my cell phone if they have an emergency, even on Christmas morning. And this is the result of my experiences, positive experience with having my own mentor. And where can they get that kind of accountability and hand-holding? Even if I don't have the answer, maybe I can help them find the answer on that. And is that an income solution for me in between deals and things? Yeah. Or at the worst, it'll make me a smarter investor, or I'll use it. You could even use it for marketing. Think about that. People bringing you deals, and bringing you buyers and sellers and things like that. So you got to, the answer to your thing is get over it. Put yourself right. I'm a big believer in we have to be our own cheerleader in life. And, I say the one controversial thing, it's in my one book, The Rules of the Gut Sales Method. The salesperson comes first. I think if you're selling a good product or service, you're doing business honestly and ethically, you're entitled to be compensated. You have responsibilities in a family too. Can I have an amen, please? And if you disagree with that,
amen.
And the gentleman you're talking about, if he disagrees with him, God bless him. It's okay. Maybe it's not for everyone. The purpose of what I wanted to share today is that you're leaving, if you're doing your marketing, and you're talking and helping people. There, you know, like Abigail, I don't think you mind me sharing. You have a real estate background. You're a real estate agent, right? Besides
Yeah,
being
I
an
mean,
investor.
newer real estate agent. I started investing in, well, I guess like 5 years ago. Just kind of little by little, getting a, you know, like a duplex a year kind of thing.
So
So
if I'm in California, you've done some marketing, maybe some YouTube videos, some TikToks, or some marketing. That's attraction marketing, another thing I teach. If you were doing that kind of marketing and you're in Washington and I call you from 800 miles away or whatever it is, no, it's more than
Yeah.
that, probably.
Yeah.
You're on the top of the country, I'm on the bottom. At least on the left coast here. And I want to ask you a bunch of questions on how to find the right realtor. What should I ask a realtor? What should I put in a contract? And I want to take, you got a busy life, you got a family, and I want to take a couple hours out of your time.
Yeah. I mean,
What should you do?
you could just say, yeah, I could consult. And here's
Yeah.
my fee.
Yeah, what would that sound like? Abigail, I want to pick your brain here. I heard you at the seminar in Coeur d'Alene last year, and you were marvelous. And I just, if you have a little time, I'd love to pick your brain about real estate agents and lease purchasing. And I heard you just did a big deal in Mercer Island and stuff. And I just want to pick your brain for a couple hours. I really need some help.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot on my plate right now, but we could probably set up a time sometime, you know, maybe next week on Monday or Tuesday.
I really need help now. I've got just one or two questions. They always say that. Just one or two questions. Boom, monetize me now. I'm in on a 1 through 10. What am I emotionally? 1 through 10.
You are desperate at this point, so very high 10. Yeah. Well, you know, for special clients, I can probably try to move around some things and create some time. But, you know, I have to let you know that I do charge for consulting fees. What is that?
Reciprocity squared. That means I'm going to do this for you. What are you going to do for me now?
Yeah. I mean, do you just kind of lay it out, but I do charge a consulting fee, or
Yeah, just go for it. Go for it. You got the magic moment.
okay.
No double entendres here. You got a magic moment here. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my consulting fee is about $350 an hour.
Oh shit! I thought it'd be about 3,000. Yeah, can I give you a MasterCard? I'll do it right now. I really need help.
Yeah.
What's going through her mind when I just said 3,000? What's going through her mind?
Oh, this is yeah. Well, she's is like, if they're expecting it to be $3,000 and you say it's $350, then they think this is a great deal.
What's the wonderful rule we all know? The first to mention
price.
First to mention price.
Yeah.
Yeah, loses.
Okay. This happened to me also. This was one of those great lessons I learned. Okay. I mean, I've learned this lesson. I've had my hand slapped several times when I just wanted to get something. And I was nervous and I had the self-esteem issue. And this person, oh, wow, I made all this money thanks to your advice. Or people came back to me, said, Claude, I just did this deal. I made $50,000 and I charged $500. Do you think I was undercharging?
Yep.
Maybe. Yeah.
It depends, I guess. Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen if you ask? And I know you, Abigail, you're a smart young woman. You have good advice. You're not going to take the money and just get off. You're going to help somebody sincerely and give more time than you're paid for.
Well, that's pretty much my other job.
I know, but I think if somebody did this with you, I think you'd give them 110%. So are you entitled? So are you entitled to be compensated? Please say yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's one of the, I'm so glad Brandon brought this topic up because it's really the most important. Learn how to consult. I got some slides here.
Well, that would be, I mean, in terms of when you are kind of trying to get at how much you charge, how would you approach that? If somebody said, you know, if you just kind of say, well, you know, I do have a little consulting business that I do charge for that. I mean, what is the best kind of way to navigate that?
What a great question. You jumped right. I just jumped right into my little slide here. I have a whole,
Sorry.
I have a whole mind map thing here. I have a whole keynote presentation, by the way. Anyone who's listening to this and would like it, just send me a text, 619-206-5960 or mentor@mac.com. And I'll send this to you. I have a whole bunch of mind maps and things like that on this topic. I even have a package too. It's in the chat room.
Uh-oh. Did
Uh-oh.
he freeze or is it me?
No, I think he froze.
Uh-oh. Well, he'll probably jump back in here. He is the
Yeah.
other
What are your thoughts
login.
on that?
But
Been doing this.
I know. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Yeah, okay,
Good.
you're back.
Yay. Your internet connection is unstable. Uh-oh. Okay, we're better. Let me know thank you. I don't know why. I have a direct connection today on my thing, and I'm using the full 5Gs here. How much to charge?
Yeah.
So say you're working, somebody calls you up, a really nice property in Seattle. It's $1 million property. They can negotiate a deal with the owner, but they need help on it. There's no realtors involved or any. What would a realtor charge, Abigail?
Well, it does depend, but I guess it's about 3% when, of the purchase price, when that's roughly it. Some people will do like 2.5 variable.
Okay, 3% of $1 million, that'd be $30,000. What would an attorney charge to advise, to facilitate, more than the closing, some legal issues, some negotiation issues? Would an attorney charge on a minimum? I would think $5,000 to $10,000 probably.
Yeah, probably 500 or 600 bucks an hour.
Oh, at least. And
At least. Yeah.
oh yeah. So the people charge what they're comfortable with in the beginning. They undercharge usually. In my experience, people undercharge. I told you about my first consultation was $1,000. This was a lady who was a multimillionaire, owned apartment buildings and houses and everything like that. And I spent a couple hours with her over lunch explaining how to do lease purchasing, what to put in her contracts. I shared tons of knowledge with her. And we even recorded it, by the way. We took one of those portable cassette players. Who remembers cassettes? Oh my God. The other day we were talking about mimeograph machines and things and horrible things and things like that. Who remembers fax machines? I still have a bunch of. The most useless thing in anyone's office today is a fax machine, isn't it? It's become my copy machine, basically, my Xerox machine. Charge accordingly. I would use, as a rule of thumb, somewhere between, on a multi-million-dollar home, anywhere between 1% to 6%. On a smaller property, a condo, a small home, something under say something around 250 to 500,000, I would charge anywhere from 2.5% to 10% of the thing. It's the thing about it is, if it's a $500,000 condo and they need help, and you charge someone do the math for me, 10% would be $2,500, 5% would be $1,250. I think that's right. And you spend.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Claude, there's a lot of people that will jump in and take out student loans and go into a lot of debt to get a degree that they may not even use, right? And pay for different schooling and professors and stuff like that. But like sometimes if you pay an individual like yourself, Claude, to learn marketing and sales, what's the price tag on that? What's the value you get compared to, you may have dropped 60 grand, 80 grand on an education, but spending 6 months with Claude and a mentorship or a year with Claude, what is that? That's equivalent to a semester a lot of places, right? And then What is that really worth?
I'm a big believer in mentoring. I'm here today because I had a lot of education, a lot of formal schooling, a lot of seminars. I still read a lot of books. but I found there was no substitute for being in the oxygen area, the environment of someone who's actually doing it, who's willing to share with you how they do it. Somebody who's already successful and they can share that with you. And you have that what's it like to have that emotional support? You know, it's pretty nerve-wracking for a lot of people before they do a deal or their first deal or a deal they don't have experience in. What would it be worth to speak to an Abigail or a Brandon or a Tim? And maybe even if you didn't have the answers, you could bring in someone from your team, myself or whatever, and have that support, that hand-holding. What's that worth? Okay, my mentor taught me how to invest, how to sell, how to be charismatic on the phone. He gave me $1 million education, and all I had to do was fetch him bagels and coffee most of the time. Okay, I was an overeducated gopher, but I got $1 million education, and I know the moment my life changed when I learned from somebody like that. And this is a person who got compensated for his time, knowledge, and energy. Because what do you really want to do with your life? Do you want to be just working 80 hours a week, or do you want time to be with the kids and go to the soccer games? Do you want to go out and take a bike ride? Do you want to travel? Do you want to enjoy life while still making money? You have to put yourself first and be willing to be compensated for your time, knowledge, and energy. I'm just going to keep going back to that premise. I'm going to hammer it in. So the answer, Abigail, is it depends on the price. It depends on how many hours you're involved in. I would say as a general answer, 2.5 to 10% of the value of the property that you're negotiating on and the time invested.
One of the things I think of too, Claude, like let's say I'm helping say a real estate investor with a deal, say that deal's worth $20,000 to $30,000 for them. I don't think it's a very big deal to charge 10%. That's like $2,000 to $3,000, right? That's,
to me, some of these situations,
and they're probably going to be able to repeat that over and over and over. So really, that $30,000 deal is really becoming a $300,000 to $1 million education.
To me, it's blank check time. Okay, it's about value. Okay, if you get sick and you meet the right, I have a wonderful doctor. I'm not going to go. I had a medical issue this year, and this doctor, God bless her, she made me healthy and whole again. I love this woman. I would have, and I was covered by all my insurance and everything like that, but she was worth every penny on this. So to me, it's always about the value. Did that person remove the pain? Did that person help me to make more money? Did that person show me a way to be more functional in my time? And that to me is, if we're not doing that in our business right now, we're leaving 6 figures annually on the table. And I'm talking to you, I'm talking to seasoned investors as well as neophytes, brand new investors. Jeopardy last night had the word neophyte in one of the Jeopardy questions. I really love, isn't that funny when you know a word and you hear it on Jeopardy or something like that? I have a few slides here real fast. I'm going to go through them. I kind of spoke about earlier how I got into consulting, because people were, look at that old technology. I've got a handheld phone there. If you show some millennials a phone with a rotary dial on it, do you think they'll know how to work it? I'm taking cheap shots at my millennial friends here today. How about a stick shift?
Ellen did something like that on the Ellen TV show. She did that. She brought out a rotary phone and tried to get the youngins to dial, make a phone call.
This is the birthplace of $1 million niche business. Okay. In the old days, I used to do newsletters. Okay, and I'd mail them out. Today we can do newsletters, we can do a blog, we can do Reddit, or we can do an email newsletter. You've got to brand yourself. Gary Vaynerchuk, if you are a Gary Vaynerchuk fan, he talks constantly about branding yourself. Okay, specializing in a niche. Okay, so people know lease purchasing, subject to Seattle real estate, how to find the best deal, what you should have in your contract. If you're marketing yourself in specific niches in marketing, and you're talking to a lot of people, and people who don't have a deal or are not ready to do a deal, or logistically or the numbers, the deal is wrong, there's another avenue to monetize yourself by consulting with that person. You need, this is a chart in my PowerPoint that I'm going through very quickly because I wanted to keep today under an hour. Because I think Brandon and I, and maybe Justin, we'll do a 5-6 hour marathon on consulting in another day. That was Brandon's idea. You got to define your niche. Okay, you don't want to just say I consult in real estate. Define a specific niche, or what I call a sub niche, a very narrow area. I did this in lease purchasing. I did this in question-based selling, the gut sales method. I did this in attraction marketing and other things. Define yourself a niche. Learn how to market yourself. Let's go into see some other. Who are our prospects? The buyers, the sellers, the investors, other professionals. I get lawyers call me up. It's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. A lawyer charging a consultant charging a lawyer. There's a lot of satisfaction in that, especially if you're a recovering attorney. Anybody who has a problem in real estate who calls you up, and you know you're not going to do a deal. Don't we know in the first? Where's my little 3-minute timer? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Don't we know in the first 180 seconds whether or not we're going to do a deal with somebody, whether there's something there, or we're just having a mutual admiration conversation or something? Don't we know that? This is an opportunity. Somebody has a problem. Hi, Brandon. Just a quick question, buddy. I saw your video. Man, I really love your stuff and everything like that. How long should the contract? I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada. Okay, and I know that's far, you know, and I know you're in Arizona. And just a quick question: how long should my contract be if I want to do a rent to own?
That's a great question. Why do you bring that up?
Well, I'm really looking at a property right now, and I'm thinking of doing it myself, and I'm putting a lot of time and money and everything into it. And there's a little confusion: should it be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years? I hope I'm not bothering you. I have just 1 or 2 quick questions.
Not a problem. Not a problem. So what you're trying to do. So what you're trying to do, you're trying to just you're trying to get a couple questions answered so you can buy a property yourself on a lease purchase.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm putting a lot of time, a lot of money into it. I'm borrowing money from my wife's retirement fund and everything. And I really love your information, and everything. And
well, that's really nice of you. Thanks for the compliment. You know, it really makes me happy to hear that it touches people even all the way up in Canada. A quick question for you. Suppose I can come up with a plan to help you buy that property on lease purchase, give you the paperwork that you need, and kind of hold you by the hand to help you do that. Is that something that might interest you if I can help consult with you on this?
Yeah, how much? Yeah, I don't want something for nothing. I didn't know you charge, but yeah, I don't want to take something I don't want to take your valuable time away from you.
No problem. Well, I have the whole contract package and some basic training, but also more importantly, I'll give you unlimited access to me over the next month to help you get this deal closed.
Oh, wow.
I only charge $3,500 for that.
Done. Can I mail you a check, or how do we do this?
Yeah, actually, I can just take your credit card now, and then we can get this out of the way, and then we can get rolling on your property. How's that sound?
Boom! You just made $3,500. And you guys who are my students, you and Abigail and Tim, you all know this. If the money's an issue, you go to the financing, the guts financing sequence. Okay, you find a way. Even if you get something down today and you get payments over weeks or months or something, you've still monetized your time, knowledge, and energy, and you made yourself on a Saturday afternoon $3,500. Would someone tell me what's wrong with that?
Claude, whenever I first started with you, going through the gut sales system and marketing, attraction marketing, all this stuff, I remember it was about 2 years ago. I was heading out to Hawaii, and you gave me a challenge, and you said, try to make money while you're on vacation. And I was like, okay. So I actually had an opportunity come up just like this, very similar to what we just role played on, and got the deal done, covered a lot of the expenses of the entire vacation. while we're on vacation. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I was always the dad at the soccer games. I went to all my kids' soccer games. I took them to Taekwondo, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. Abigail, Brandon, you have kids too.
Yep.
That we want to be these perfect little, the life balance bullshit thing we always hear. Meanwhile, we're working 80 hours a week at a job. We're tired once in a while, or we just want to sit and watch a stupid Netflix video with a beer or something. And boom, but the kids, you want to do that thing with the kids too. That's the whole point. I was always the dad in the car. All the other parents were in the bleachers. I was the dad in the car. I parked the car the right place so I could watch the kids and everything. And I was the one on the phone working. And then when the game was over, I was out there. Come on, let's all go out for pizza and everything. That was, to me, the work-life balance thing that I always wanted. And that worked for me.
That really is work life. I found the funniest meme. It was a guy on vacation, entrepreneur on vacation, on like a jet ski with a laptop. It's not exactly like that, but sometimes we are working, we're taking phone calls while we're on vacation. That's okay.
My son will tell you, you remember that Apple computer that looked like a toilet seat? It had the colors on it and everything. It was really beautiful. I took my son to Padre games, okay, with the Boy Scouts. I was the dad in the bleachers, embarrassing the hell out of working on his laptop during a baseball game. Okay. I mean, that was just what I did. But the thing about it is I was still able to make money. Okay. And part of that was consulting, and part of that was being involved in everything. Couple quick questions. We got just quick in the chat rooms here. Good stuff. Quote. Oh, Brandon, you had Claude is spot on.
I'm gonna jump off here, Claude. I apologize.
Don't apologize.
I'm getting waved at.
I'm so glad you could join. Tell your son to have a wonderful prom and everything, and make sure he kisses the girl.
He will.
Can I still say that? Is that right?
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you, guys. Hey, and by the way, this is a subject close to my heart, because I feel like in this information age with YouTube and social media and everything out there, like, it is part of how we get our message out about what we do in our businesses. So I think it's super important to get paid for your education, your knowledge. So it's spot on, Claude.
Thank you. I mean, this goes right to my heart and soul here. This is, to me, if we can find a way to generate other incomes, it just makes the business successful. What is better than working at home? Okay. To me, it's like, I have everything I wanted. I have the quality of life to work from home, to make money, not only doing deals, but also consulting. That to me is just wonderful. Did I lose my screen here? I'm trying to get it back here. I'm going to do my stop share. There I am. I'm back again. On there. A couple quick questions. Thank you, Brandon, by the way. The law of compensation, your income is determined by how many people you serve and how well you serve them. And so, I think you're entitled to charge and be compensated. Absolutely. We have something on the YouTube here. Question. Let me just, skateboarder. Today I found out there is this cool little country convenience store and house for sale for $350. I don't need the house, but sure, not sure how to approach this. Pick up the phone, talk to the people, ask some questions. Why are you selling it? Try to derive some pain. You read my books on learning how to ask questions on the gut sales method. They're available on my webpage, claudediamond.com, or on Amazon or on eBay. You can find a lot of my stuff there, even at discounted too. Claude is cool. Thank you. I'm still cool, Abigail. Yay. I follow him on his love for beer. Oh, that's right. I do. Yep, I do. I might do a beer with Claude this evening too, by the way. I love doing that. We don't talk so much about business. We just talk about solving all the problems in the world. So let me go back to my mind map here for a quick second. And then I'll take any other questions here. There we go. So your time, knowledge, and energy is valuable unless you give it away. You can work on lease purchase deals. If you're a subject to, you're a wholesaler, you're just a realtor, especially my realtor friends out there. Oh my God, you guys give away so much free information. And then the prospect goes and signs with another agent. What's wrong with that? Is that the heartbreaker of all heartbreakers? Have you ever had that happen to you, Abigail?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's got to be the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, it's not fun. I had someone looking for a property. They wanted a Airbnb property, and they sent me to kind of one area, and I did all this work and, found some property managers for them in that area, and like had done all this analysis for them. And then they're like, oh, actually, we decided to go with this in this other area. And they didn't even indicate that they were interested in that area. So
Okay.
yeah, it was annoying.
You had to do it all over again. You went back to the future in the DeLorean, and you could do it all over again. What would you now, because you're a gut sales student now, what
Yeah.
would you do in the very beginning that you didn't do in that scenario?
I probably would have had them maybe sign a loyalty agreement or something.
How about saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a lot of research and spend a lot of time with you, Miss Alt. And there's two ways I work with people. I either represent them with a legal agreement, which is required by the great state of Washington. And so at the end of this conversation, can we decide that I will represent you, or would you like me to charge you a flat consulting fee?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I have to think about it.
Yeah,
And then what do you say?
you can't think about it.
You're not allowed to think about it. Well, no, the other realtors said that. Well, go back to them. You're talking to everybody,
Yeah.
boom.
Well, then, you're welcome to go talk to them.
Is it all right to be assertive if you're well-meaning?
I think so. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Blank check time. I think we need to differentiate ourselves from our competition. And
Yeah.
I do that through accountability. I do something none of my I tell people, call me. I answer my own phone, schedule with me for one-on-one Zoom appointments. I want people who want that personal service. That is my micro niche
Yeah.
in my business. And it brings me in quality prospects. It brings me in a lot of good deals. We're very busy right now. And through the marketing and everything, it also brings me in consultation, because a lot of people, at least if I know I can't do the deal with somebody, they don't have the money, they don't to do the deal, or the location, or the time frame, or it's just not, I don't want to do deals on certain types of real estate, but can I still get compensated for my time, knowledge, and energy? And that's kind of what the screen is showing here right now. The advantages of a consultant to a prospect: we're cheaper than an attorney and more practical than a therapist. We have immediate access or scheduled access. We can do emotional support too. I try to emotionally, I'm a cheerleader for my clients, because I know what it's like when you get a lot of rejection and you're working hard and spending a lot of money and you're not getting the financial I believe in gratification. I think we need to be rewarded for hard work. What's the rule of compensation? Somebody said it very well earlier. I think this is the shortcut of success: learning from other people's success and failures, getting experiences. And even if you don't have the answers to all the questions, the resources to send people to. Speaking and writing. This is one of the marketing I do for my consulting business. I do public speaking. I do podcasts. I do live streaming like this. I do YouTube shorts. I am on YouTube. I am on TikTok, Instagram. I think Gary Vaynerchuk, in one of his videos that I saw this week, said that he has a staff of like 15 people that do daily social media marketing of 30 to 50 placements a day. I mean, I don't have that. I do it all myself, but it works, because I think if I give people compelling content, I attract a following, and that following will either bring me deals or be consultees. So I do that. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they're all there. A lot of networking. Go to meetup.com, by the way. There's always meetings, and they love speakers, and they meet in bars and church social rooms and stuff like that. And you can get referrals and things like that from them. Craigslist also. There's a lot of places. I talked earlier about newsletters that I used to do. Now we do them electronically, but I used to actually mail out newsletters was a big expense, but people would say, when's your next newsletter coming out, Claude? And it built up my email database and following. Then I did books and marketing. I did a lot of books. I still do. And I did packages then, and all these things, public speaking too, online marketing. This is I was interviewed where I'd be interviewed, or I go to a lot of real estate clubs and I talk and I pick up consulting clients that way. Say I got into sales. I developed another niche in sales. Okay, and then these are all my mind maps. We really don't have time left for all this, but just to go through them legally, you got to protect yourself. If you're going to be a creative real estate consultant, you should set up a corporation. You should do all your filings, especially if you're creating original content material, like you see in front of you here right now, mind map. Make sure it's copyrighted. Make sure there's a little circle, with a C in it. If you're doing making things original content, or branding, trademark it. Make sure you have your licenses or your DBAs and things like that. Make sure you have the right contracts. Real important in consulting that you're not practicing certain paragraphs, like you're not practicing medicine, or you're not practicing as an attorney, legal. You're giving your opinion, you're motivating people, you're coaching them, you're consulting with them, but it's all strictly, and the beautiful thing about consultation, it's not regulated. Okay, you want to talk about Wild West City? This is one of those little areas they haven't found to control yet. Okay, so if you want to consult in lease purchase or wholesale real estate or something like that, you are not regulated by any government entity. They haven't picked up on this yet, so don't give them any ideas, please. Contracts are real important for consulting. In my packages, I do have consulting. On my webpage, claudediamond.com, I have a special package there today. If anybody wants to see it, it comes with mentoring. This is all my marketing methods that I do, building up the database and things. And this is just the evolution of my business here. I love mind maps, as you can tell. And these the advantages, how do you profit, and everything else here. Let me just stop here right now and go back to the regular page. But basically, if you're in real estate, think about or start implementing, or call me and find out how to consult with people. And if they have a problem and they're looking for a solution, they'll either buy your products or pay for your time, knowledge, and energy, your services, or maybe you'll do a deal with them in the future, or maybe they will refer somebody to you. I think it's all part of the business plan. Absolutely. Abigail, since you're my loyal follower today, I'll give you, would you like the last word or a question or anything, or a role play? If not,
well, yeah, I mean, we did a little bit of the role playing on kind of when, someone comes to you and you, say, hey, I charge a fee. I guess, what are some other kind of scenarios where people kind of come up and, you can kind of see that opportunity?
I think, you have to identify, the first thing that goes through my head is, whether it's a buyer, seller, investor, how do can I monetize with this person? I'm sorry, I'm a capitalist. I'm not a capitalist. And I'm going to say, gee, why are we speaking today? I go into the gut sales method, which I just,
okay.
Just happen to have some of the books I've written here on it. And I'll say, why are we speaking today? What are you looking to accomplish? What is your greatest challenge? What is your biggest problem or issue with this property, buying it, selling, investing? What do you think is your biggest issue? And I'm going to, and this is where the practice and the spontaneity come from. I'm going to think, gee, can I do a deal with this person? Can I make them an offer for their property? Can I set them up as a future tenant buyer? Is this an investor who wants to do a deal with me? Or is it a complete waste of time because it's a property I don't want to touch? It's too far away. It needs too much investment. I get a lot of people call me up with deals. Claude, I just bought a $250,000 house that's worth $200,000, and I'm going to put $80,000 in repairs in it. How will I make money with it? Well, I'm good, but I'm not Nostradamus. I can't tell them all the time. A lot of these deals are deals I don't want to touch. So I'm going to think on my feet.
Yeah,
Now,
sounds
you know
like
what?
you kind of go towards the guts method and then kind of pivot if you see that it's not something you really want to be involved in, but you can maybe consult. Okay.
Exactly. Lee Smith, yeah, I see your question there. Check. So there is an opportunity to consult for the seller and the lease purchase buyer. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you have trouble with my link, just go to claudediamond.com. Let me put it in here, and you'll see the package that I have on the screen there. But yes, you can consult with the buyer, the seller, the investor, the neophyte, or the seasoned investor, and everything else. These are opportunities for deals. I mean, I talk to a lot of people every day. And the first thing I'm thinking of is, is there an opportunity to do a deal here? Okay. Is there a diamond, a needle in the haystack, or is this somebody who needs help with a deal or a contract or something else? And maybe it will be a freebie. I do a lot of freebies, but you know what Brandon said earlier, I don't charge everybody. I help a lot of people because it's a quick question, an easy phone call. I can't monetize everything. Okay, but maybe that's somebody will come back to me in the future and want to do a deal with me or want to purchase some of my time.
So it helps you build credibility.
It helps to build credibility. It helps for marketing. Here's our problem. We are secrets out there. Marketing yourself not only as an investor, but also as a consultant or a coach. Coaching means a little something different than consulting. Coaching is where you kind of brainstorm with somebody and try to motivate them. You don't necessarily have all the answers like a consultant will. Mentoring to me is a combination of motivation and consulting kind of put together. That's the way I look at it. So I have to determine in that short conversation, is there a deal here? Is there a future deal here? Is there a consultation? Is there a package sale? Because I sell a lot of packages. A lot of books I've written and recordings and stuff. If you're going to do the marketing and speak to people, the question, as we're ending here today is, how do I monetize my time, knowledge, and energy? Should you do this? Unequivocal, yes. You should. And if you have those self-doubts and things like that, call me up. I'll give you vitamin C, vitamin Claude here, and tell you how to do it. Because I think we need more one-on-one sincere people who are willing to share their experience. By the way, your failures, your setbacks, the boo-boos we all make, do you think they're valuable?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So did I kind of answer your question?
Yeah, no, that was helpful. Because
Okay.
I'll be kind of going into a conversation for one thing, and sometimes I just don't even think about it. And then I just kind of blurt out information, and it would be nice to maybe take a step back and say, oh, wait, hold on.
People are looking for someone they like and trust who can support. They don't mind paying you. They pay everybody else. They pay their plumber. My God, I pay my plumber. They pay their lawyer, their doctor, their therapist. They pay everybody in society. To me, it's always a question. Hey, I like this person. They're going to help me. They're going to help me avoid a mistake or help me monetize or help me save time. I don't mind compensating that person. If you're smart enough to ask for it, because there's enough people who will take it for free.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. And that may be part of my other profession that has sort of drilled that into me, because you're just sort of give, and you don't even think about it. But yeah.
It's okay to give, and you can give some more as long as you have your priorities straight. And you say, listen, I want to help this person. I've spent a lot of time and research and education and loans and driving around spilling coffee on my leg, and maybe I should be compensated. Maybe I should be compensated reasonably. And you can start out as I said earlier, you can start off doing stuff for free, maybe then charging a very small fee just to get your big toe in the water and build up your confidence. And then as you start doing more and more deals or helping more and more people, and they get back to you with the value, when someone comes back to you, Abigail, and says, Abigail, that was the best advice ever. Thank you so much. I lost weight. I just made 50,000 on a deal. I'm so happy. I'm paying off bills and everything. Thank you so much. And you only charged her $250.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay. So that in my mind, the next time I might charge 500 or 5,000 because of the value I'm giving for the time and the experiences I shared with that person. And then very few people are doing this in real estate. I'm going to go. Thank you for joining me and everybody else who's listening, you folks on YouTube also and everything. And maybe I'll be back on later this evening, Beer with Claude. We'll have a drink together. It's Saturday. Let's celebrate. Thank God it's Saturday.
Thank you,
Thank
Claude.
you. Take care.